Top 7. Rich Piana. Richard Eugene Piana was a professional bodybuilder who belonged to America. He was popular across the world in the weightlifting community due to his bodybuilding achievements, his too extroverted personality, as well as his excessive use of invalid substances and their consequences. His career started in 1989 when he won the Mr. Teen California competition. Due to excessive use of substances, he experienced side effects like gynecomastia, hair loss, and liver toxicity. Rich Piana faced death in 2017 when he was having a haircut from fitness model Channel Jensen, who was his long-term business partner. He was transported to a nearby hospital where he remained in a medically induced coma. 2 weeks later, this beloved bodybuilder died at the age of 46. Top 6. Dallas McCarver. Dallas belonged to Memphis, Tennessee. During his education in high school, he used to play football. From there, he got interested in weightlifting. He professionally started his career at the age of 21 years. He achieved many of the victories, including victories in 2012, overall victory at the IFBB North American Championships, and 2011 at the NPC Battle at the River Championships. In 2016, he was also in 8th place for Mr. Olympia. Due to excessive use of certain substances, he collapsed on stage on the occasion of prejudging at the Arnold Classic Australia. Later, he explained that he was having trouble in his upper respiratory tract due to infection, which leads him to battle with catching his breath. Due to his medical problems, he expired at the age of 26. According to doctors, apart from hypertrophy of his liver and kidney, his autopsy report suggested that he died due to an acute cardiac event, which was due to predisposing factors resulting in concentric left ventricular hypertrophy. Top 5. Nasir El Sonbati. Nasir El Sonbati was an IFBB professional bodybuilder who represented FR Yugoslavia at competitions. Sonbati started his career in 1983. He was popular for training and posing in his trademark round spectacles. He was also called the Professor due to his fluency in many languages. Despite weighing around 300 pounds in the off-season, he was capable to show his full abdominal muscles. He used to have 57 inches chest and 23 inches biceps. This all was assisted by 6 meals per day to maintain his massive muscles. Sonbati split his time among several cities. He died in 2013 in sleep during his visit to Cairo. Later on, it was discovered by the doctors that it was due to a heart problem and his heart was 3 times bigger in size than that of a normal one. This all happens due to his excessive use of food and hyper-anabolic lifestyle. Top 4. Romario dos Santos. Romario dos Santos Alves was also a big fan of invalid food content. He was over-obsessed with his favorite cartoon superhero, the Incredible Hulk. When he didn't get enough satisfaction by weightlifting to get his bigger and desirable body, he started using alcohol, painkillers, and some other illegal substances to get enlarged biceps. He was also called a synthol man due to his excessive use of the substance, and this addiction of his cost him too much. His arms became hard like a rock solid due to regular injections of synthol. Even later, he had to use veterinary syringes when regular syringes couldn't be injected in his arms. As a result, his arms got enlarged in outrageous proportions, and doctors used to say that his arm muscles are only rocks of synthol. Fortunately, he didn't face any chronic or severe disease in his life. Later, his synthol rocks were removed by the doctors in surgery, and his arms were saved from being amputated. Otherwise, he may also have to face some serious conditions. Top 3. Mustafa Ismail. This world-famous bodybuilder from Egypt initially started as a traditional bodybuilder who worked hard on his entire physique to be fit and fine, as well as get his desired body. But gradually, he got defrocked, and he started giving all his attention to making his arms bigger. This success of his even got recorded in the Guinness Book of the World Record for having the biggest arms ever. He got his arms of 31 inches in circumference. Ismail primarily accredits his world record forming arms good genetics, but it all was exposed sooner that it was not all because of his parents or intense workout routines, but he was using some other substances to intake, which gave him bigger arms. He was taking almost 7 pounds of proteins daily. Fortunately, he never faced some permanent illnesses, but an unusual deformity. But it is clear to all that if he would not be careful, he could also face the same problems faced by his other co-bodybuilders. Top 2. Andreas Moon. He was one of the well-known professional bodybuilders. He belonged to Austria. He was a passionate follower of his fellow countryman Arnold Schwarzenegger. He joined bodybuilding at a very young age and was so enthusiastic about bodybuilding that he could pay any cost for his dream body, even if it was the use of invalid and abusive substances. He achieved successfully wonderful feats of muscle definition and leanness, but it did not last long. He used to be famous for having 0% body fat being a professional bodybuilder. He faced severe stomach pain due to bleeding after his last competition. His liver and kidneys were failed due to enlarged tumors and led him to death at the age of 31 years in 1996. Top 1. Greg Kovacs. This is very rare when you see a bodybuilder of about 400 weight even being in the offseason. With a height of 6 feet 4 inches, Greg Kovacs was an enormous bodybuilder. This Canadian bodybuilder had 25-inch arms and 70-inch chest. He was also known to bench about 700 pounds for 2 reps, as well as a leg press of over 2,000 pounds. But this much big body was accused of consuming abusive anabolic substances and growth hormones. He was also found guilty of threatening the owner of the supplement store. In 2013, this all came to an end when he met his early demise due